My people, we gather in unity and strength. Together, we celebrate our shared heritage and bright future.
The Weaver's Daughter. In a quiet village surrounded by tall palm trees and red earth paths, there lived a poor weaver and his only daughter, Adiaze. Their hut was small, their meals were simple, but in that humble home stood something extraordinary, a wooden loom. From a young age, Adiaze had watched her father weave cloth for the villagers. His hands were slow with age, but steady with experience. One evening, as the golden sun dipped behind the trees, he placed her small fingers on the threads. "Feel the rhythm," he told her. Cloth listened to the heart of the weaver. Adiaze listened. Years passed, and soon her hands moved faster than the wind. She blended colors like the sunset, deep indigo melting into gold, coral dancing with emerald. The patterns she created seemed alive, birds, rivers, stars, all woven into fabric. Villagers gathered outside their hut just to watch. "She weaves like the ancestors guide her," they whispered. But Adiaze never boasted. She sold her cloth at fair prices. If a widow could not pay, she still gave. If a bride needed beauty for her wedding, she wove through the night. Her talent traveled far beyond the village. One market day, a royal messenger saw her cloth and carried a piece to the palace. When the prince touched it, his eyes widened. "This is not ordinary work," he said. "Find the one who made it." Days later, horses thundered into the village. Dust rose as the prince arrived in royal blue and gold garments, guards at his side. Villagers bowed nervously. Adiaze stood from her loom and greeted him respectfully. The prince lifted her cloth. "You will come to the palace," he declared. "You will weave only for me. Your talent belongs where it can be admired properly." Adiaze's heart beat quickly, not from fear, but from courage. She bowed slightly. "My lord," she said gently, "my weaving is for everyone. Beauty grows when shared. It does not belong to one man alone." The air grew still. The prince's pride burned hotter than the afternoon sun. "If I cannot own it," he snapped, "then no one will." In anger, he kicked the loom. Wood splintered, threads tore. Carefully woven fabric fell into the red dust. Gasps filled the air. Her father stepped forward, but fear held him back. The prince mounted his horse and rode away, leaving silence behind. Adiaze knelt beside the broken loom. She ran her fingers over the snapped threads. For a moment, her father expected tears, but she did not cry. That night, under the moonlight, her father sighed heavily. "Perhaps this is a sign," he said softly. "Perhaps we should stop." Adiaze shook her head. "If threads can be broken, they can be tied again," she said. At dawn, something remarkable happened. The villagers gathered outside their hut. An old carpenter brought strong wood. Young men carried beams. Women brought rope and encouragement. "We will not let pride silence talent," an elder declared. Together, they rebuilt the loom, stronger than before. When Adiaze placed her hands on it again, the rhythm returned, steady, bold, fearless. Her new cloth carried a deeper beauty. It held not only color, but resilience. Word of the prince's behavior reached the king, but louder still was the story of the girl who refused to be owned and the village that stood beside her. The king summoned her, not as a servant, but as an honored guest. In the palace courtyard, before nobles and villagers alike, the king spoke. "You wove courage into thread. You proved that talent guided by dignity cannot be destroyed. He named her Royal Designer of the Kingdom, free to weave for all, not bound to the palace. The prince stood silently in the crowd, humbled by the lesson his pride had taught him. Adiaze bowed, not in submission, but in grace. She returned to her village often, never forgetting the people who rebuilt her loom when it lay broken. And from that day forward, her name was not only known for beautiful cloth, but for strength woven with respect.